Troglodyte warning. It's already happening. America has fallen to the oligarchy. Democracy has well and truly been bought by the wealthiest man on the planet. And already we are seeing who really pulls the strings in this shadow government. It's not Donald Trump, it's the wealthiest man on the planet, Elon Musk. And let's see a breakdown of what's happening in America right now with Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and the future of democracy.
Hello, everybody. As I am sure you have heard, there is a lot that's going on here in Washington, D.C. So let me say a few words and try to explain it. Bottom line, after all is said and done, is that after months of negotiations, Senate Democrats and House Republicans reached an agreement called a continuing resolution, which would continue to fund the government for 3 months. Frankly, that agreement was not something that I was all that excited about, but it was better than nothing. And I was prepared and am prepared to vote for it. And one of the reasons is that it contained a reasonable increase in funding for primary health care, something that I feel very strongly about and that my committee, the Health, Education, Labor, and Pension Committee, is responsible for. And given the enormous crises that we're facing in healthcare in this country today, it really would be of help to many millions of Americans. What this legislation would do is significantly, or modestly at least, increase funding for community health centers all over this country, which treat about 30 million Americans who are low income or working class. And it would also increase the number of young doctors who go out into rural America and also into underserved areas. That is where we need the doctors and the nurses, and that's what this legislation would.
And Elon Musk doesn't want this. He wants to cut at least, he said $2 trillion from the budget. He's going to go in, he's going to cut spending, cut public spending. And who's it going to impact most? The working people of America. And that's his project. And that's what people voted for. They may not be aware of it. They may not know who Elon Musk is, what he represents, but that is what they have voted for.
Do. In any case, within the House of Representatives, the Republican House, and the Democratic Senate, there was widespread agreement on this resolution. And it was just about ready to be passed. In fact, the Republicans posted it on their website. We were ready to go. But then, out of nowhere, the wealthiest man in the world, Elon Musk, began tweeting his opposition to this legislation. In fact, he was very blunt about it. He told Republicans that if they voted for this proposal, which they had already agreed to do, he would take out his wallet and spend as much money as it took to defeat them in primaries and drive them out of office. You got that? Take a deep breath and appreciate what's going on here. The wealthiest person in the world, who spent at least $277 million to elect Donald Trump in a Republican Congress, has now claimed complete ownership of that party. And what he is saying is, hey, Republicans, forget your constituents, forget your constitutional responsibilities. If you don't do what I, Elon Musk, want you to do, you're out of office. And I have the money to do just that. My friends, what we are looking at here has nothing to do with democracy. What we are looking at here is oligarchy. This is up and up. Government by the billionaire class, for the billionaire class.
And it must be said, these kind of Silicon Valley types, Peter Thiel, Mark Andreessen, Elon Musk, have never been for democracy. They are anti-democratic. So actually, this really fits in with their ideology, what they want to consolidate power, make sure that they are making the decisions. Nothing will be done for any opposition to Facebook and Twitter, at least. And now he has essentially carte blanche to do what he wants. I mean, he kind of has ultimate power here, which is insane when you think about it. Like, what's he going to do with it? That's the question. But he does have that power.
And by the way, Musk is not only trying to intimidate Republicans, he is trying to inject himself into the Democratic Party as well. He is threatening to target Democrats who are standing up to him and his agenda. Further, and very dangerously, and this is the guy you know who owns Twitter, as part of his campaign to defeat this resolution, Musk has been spreading an enormous amount of disinformation and outright lies about what is in the bill.
Nothing new there.
He said that the measure would include a 40% pay raise for Congress. That's a lie. It is a 3.9% increase, the same as federal employees are receiving. He said that this legislation...
Again, he broke the unions in Tesla. He doesn't care about democracy, people come together to negotiate pay. He doesn't care about the working people. So he is going to lie. He's going to spread misinformation. I mean, that's what Twitter is now. It's a cesspit of neo-Nazis, far-right bot accounts, Russian bot accounts, and it's pretty much dead. People have left, or people are leaving in droves, and yeah. What's he going to do? If he can do that to Twitter, what's he going to do to America?
Would fund bioweapons labs. Not true. In fact, it provides funds to protect Americans from emerging infectious diseases. He said that the country would be just fine if the government shut down. Really? Here's what happens if Mr. Musk gets his way and the deal implodes. Funding for kids' cancer research gets cut. At a time when we are already paying the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs, pharmaceutical middlemen will be able to continue to overcharge you for your prescriptions. Americans recovering from devastating floods, fires, and hurricanes, often due to climate change, won't get the help that they need. That's what happens if the proposal goes down. And what happens if the government shuts down? Well, our troops won't get their paychecks. Nearly 7 million women and children who rely on WIC nutrition assistance.
He definitely doesn't care about women and children getting WIC nutrition assistance. No way.
Could go hungry. And 2 million federal government workers, some of whom don't make a whole lot of money, won't be getting paid. Now let us be very clear. Elon Musk was not elected to be president of the United States. In fact, he was not elected to be dog catcher. And by the way, what all of this hoopla is really about, above and beyond everything I'm talking about, is that when Trump and Musk come into power in late January, do you know what their first order of business will be? You think it'll be to fix healthcare? You think it'll be deal with climate change?
Ooh, I wonder what it will be. Mystery.
Deal with homelessness? Well, if you thought that, you're dead wrong. Their first order of business will be to provide massive tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country and the largest corporations. So
exactly what Trump did in the first term. Massive overspending. Basically, from these tax cuts, you cut the taxes. Where does it go? Where does that spending come from? You've got to borrow. So it's going to be exactly the same. The working people are going to be affected. And it's a question of how bad people will kind of, I mean, you can't, reduce grocery prices. So how well off will people be in 4 years' time? Well, not very.
Think about it. At a time of unprecedented income and wealth inequality, when Musk himself is worth almost $500 billion, what these guys want to do is give more tax breaks to billionaires and the heads of large corporations. So where do we go from here? let us understand the gravity of what we are dealing with. This is not politics as usual. This is not just Democrats versus Republicans, conservatives versus liberals or progressives. It's much deeper than that. What we are dealing with right now is that the billionaire class, which owns so much of our economy, which owns so much of our media, they are now moving aggressively to own our political system as well. So we got a lot of work in front of us. We've got to educate, we've got to organize, and we have got to stop them. Thank you very much. Have a great holiday season.
So, big questions for what's going to happen in January. Trump has been following Musk has been following Trump around like a child. I think they're both quite narcissistic, quite egocentric, and like to be the center of attention. Will they clash? Will they have an argument? Will they have a disagreement? I mean, Trump kind of has the upper hand in terms of him being the figure, but Musk has the money. So, what the hell is going to happen? Are they going to have a falling out? Is, you know, what what could happen if they do actually have a disagreement? Will they be able to reconcile? Will they be able to move forward? Or could potentially Trump be ousted? I mean, so many questions when you have unpredictable, narcissistic liars who only care about their own business, their own money, their own power, profit. What is going to happen over the next 4 years? Well, I guess we're going to find out. So comment below your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.